I've managed to build my windmill in the wrong place, and I have some work to do on this building, so I thought I would do what I haven't done for a long time, which is a build and chat video. Those of you who have followed me for a very long time may have found my build and chat series, but for those of you who are new to the channel or who haven't followed me for years, I do have a build and chat series, and that build and chat series is where I talk about things that are sort of in my private life and also affect gaming. Some of them are quite amusing. Right, first of all, this windmill should be facing north. It's facing east. Wonderful. So let's just take out the gears. Let's take out the axle. Now when I take this out, the sails will drop. Have I got them all? I think I have. Wow, that was quick. Okay, put it back together. And because I was coming up here, one of the things I thought about is how much one's own fears or concerns, or even what you're watching on television, can affect your video game playing. For example, many people are afraid of heights, and I myself am afraid of heights, and I feel when I'm up here that my tummy is clenching with nervousness about being so high up. My fear of heights didn't manifest itself until I was an adult, and I was on a sailing ship, an old-fashioned sailing ship, one of these that has masts and sails, and you could climb up the ropes to get to the crew's nest. They call it the Eagle's Nest, I think, and I could not climb up those ropes. I was afraid of the height, and the height fear manifests itself in a slightly different way with me as well, in that when I am in real life and I'm on a building like this, I believe that if I step off, I will be able to fly. Intellectually, I know that I can't fly, and that would be sure death. But there is a part of me that says, you will be able to fly. I don't do drugs, and I have to say that I've always thought that if I did ever take cocaine or something and get on a high building, I'd be one of these people who would jump off and believe I could fly. It is the most awful feeling. So this is where one's real fears sort of tip over into your private life. Now the other way in which it does, my real life tips over into computer games, is according to what I'm watching. And this is quite an odd one, because living in the UK, we don't actually have much that causes us a problem, be it cold or anything like that. I live in the south of England. We have half an inch of snow. I was horrified to find that in this area of my build, where I've now got a complete building, that in fact we had snow, we had thick snow, and the temperature got very, very cold. And I thought I must build in for winter, and this feeling that I must sort of get everything weathered in, I think they call it, for winter, comes because I happened to watch the Alaskan homestead rescue. Those are the words I'm looking for. And if they're building buildings in Alaska, they're always talking about weathering them in, which means that you must make sure your windows are in, your roof's in, and hopefully that you've got it, you know, all the cracks sealed and things like this. Now, living in the UK, this is just not a problem that we have. So you can imagine how surprised I am to find myself concerned about weathering in on a computer build. It is actually very funny that you can get concerned about this sort of thing. But again, it's how one's life outside the computer game world does affect one. I don't know how many of these I need. Let's not make too many. Yeah. So it's things like, I've been trying to get the roof completed before winter. I've done an awful lot of building here. Oh, I must get it weatherproof before winter, and this sort of thing. I mean, it doesn't actually matter. It's a computer game. But nonetheless, I feel that pull. And guys, do let me know. I'm debating whether to stop the building at this level here and then have a patio, or whether to take the roof out here. I don't have to decide that at the moment. What is clear is that this area down here has a complete roof now. That's good. So we are roofed in down here, and we have a lot of glass. So I'm sort of taking lessons from Alaskan homesteading videos. Honestly, you have to laugh at yourself sometimes, you really do. The other way in which real life does affect me in video terms is that I feel claustrophobic in small places. I don't mind the dark. I see like a cat. In real life, I see like a cat in the dark. But what I don't like are the enclosed spaces, and I particularly don't like them when they're low and claustrophobic and stuff like that. And I used to watch Doc M77 play Minecraft. That guy could get what he needed for an entire Minecraft season in one small shed, I tell you. Yeah, yes, that does need to be, I like that as stone. I really do like that as stone. I like it much better as stone. So let's come over here. And it's fascinating seeing someone like that, where they don't mind being in a sort of claustrophobic area. They're perfectly happy to go with that. I'm not that, I'm not that type. And you can tell that in all my builds. I tend to build large. My builds do not fit into small spaces. Yeah, so much better. Okay, and so you find that when you come to places like this, where I'm building a forge, most people would have got a forge in about half this area and lowered the height. Me, no thank you. I would like lots and lots of room, light I value above everything in real life as in computer games, and space, headroom, look at that. I live in an ancient building in real life, and my ceilings are 12 foot high. I know, it takes a lot of heating, I'll tell you that. Some of our older buildings are very, very high indeed. So, one's fears, what one's watching on television, and also just general oddities about oneself feed into computer games, but also what you like doing. Look at me. I'm already auditing my flowers. I want to collect every single flower. I don't want to miss any. I want to make sure that I've got all the flowers. I want all the banners. I'm missing a green one and an orange one. I can tell you immediately which banners I'm missing. So it's, oh gosh, I had some stuff there. So it's one of these things where your love of things feeds on. I'm not a great fighter in real life. I prefer not to argue. I prefer, I'm not particularly aggressive. But when it comes to computer games, you can tell that I'm not the most, the person who would go for the most, is this the one I want? Fighting of games. No, this is not the one I want. And so when I go to these different games, what I like shows through, yes. And this is why the BetterRuins mod suits me so very, very much. And that is that, is it down here? I want some brown clay, and I think there was some down in one of these. Oh, that's black clay. Let's go and have a look. So I'm loving the sort of collecting aspect of it, which is fantastic. Yeah, this is black coal. Look at this. I don't know what I'm talking about for clay. I also need bauxite, so this is a really good double whammy for me. So you can expect me to be travelling around collecting flowers, which I have always loved doing in this game. And I like collecting in real life. I do tend to collect things in real life. It's interesting, I'd heard about there being an affinity for bauxite and fire clay, and finding black coal here suggests to me that that might be the case, that there might be an affinity between them. Interesting. Okay, well that was very useful to find. I'm going to leave the markings for the black coal here. So as well as collecting things, what else do I do that, and not fighting very well, what else do I do that is similar to real life? I like building, and I really love building. I desperately wanted to be an architect in real life. It didn't work out for reasons beyond my control. We won't go into that. But I still love architecture. You can tell that. So we've got quartz here. Okay. All right. I know that somewhere I've got brown coal. It's in a different place. So you can tell that I love buildings, I like architecture, I like that sort of thing. So again, real life follows what you like and what you don't like, and indeed so do computer games. So all in all, it's amazing to me, really, how much our preferences in real life carry forwards into computer games. I've got a cave under here somewhere. So that was my thoughts on how very closely we align to the computer games we play, and how closely the way we play computer games aligns to what we do in real life. And I suspect that those who like the way I play this game would probably like me in real life, and those who don't like the way I play would probably not like me in real life. So, just a few thoughts there. Bye bye, my friends.